Since my recent awakenings, I've decided, not to celebrate with a Christmas tree. And there's a lot of reasons why. One of which is out of respect for this earth. Another reason is because I don't want to support something that I'm directly being deceived by. If my intention is pure, then I'm only just, even if I still do it, I'm still following the deception knowingly, and it's even worse. So just to show you guys why I don't plan on putting up a Christmas tree this year. This is why. Alright. El Tisma, or Tree of Heaven, or Rupes Nigra, and the et means and Altisma. That's what it says. So a bigger one. Yeah. Altisma. Two S's. That's not an F, that's an S. People might think that's an F, but it's not. It's an S. It's just beautifully done with their calligraphy kind of style. Alright. Rupes Nigra and Altisma. Altisma means tree of heaven. That's what it means. Look it up. Altisma. Altissima means tree of heaven. So, the tree of heaven, or now represented in tradition, which is just Luciferian fucking fuckery, the morning star, or the star of Saturn, or Jesus sits above this tree during the winter solace, where the X is at its base. This tree has been chopped down, right? And every year, you'll do the same by removing your tree from its X base. See what I'm saying? It's just it's fucked up, dude. And if no one knows what I'm talking about when I say giant trees, I'm talking about the giant trees. These fucking things, man. Boom. The biggest one was 35 miles wide, or as the 1800 explorers, 1800s and the 1500s say, 35 keeks. Or some say it was 33 keeks, which is 35 miles wide. That was the biggest tree. That was the biggest one. The rest of them were like a quarter of a mile. If that. Some of them are smaller, but that's fucking huge. Look at this one. So just like the Avatar story, and then they take those little machines with the giant wheels, the ones that the guys thought, the people thought back in what would be considered ancient times. They thought that they were dragons and shit. And they even sculpted pots of pottery of like different giants with wheels, mechanical wheels in their body, cutting these things down. So they had a depiction of giants, but who knows? I mean, the giants could have been taken out before that. If there were giants that they would have depicted, then they wouldn't have had gears and wheels inside of them. So I like to break shit down. I really like to look at the fine details and look at the devil in the details of everything and try to break it down just for my own growth, so I can really figure shit out. And I've always wondered, how did they cut these trees down? And if you Google it, you'll see they just had these big ass machines. Kind of like the end of Wild Wild West with Will Smith. They're hanging off the giant tree stump, which at that time, people see that thing and they don't know. They think it's a giant rock. And the dude with the wheelchair, he's like, hey, so how did we get ourselves in this pickle? And Will Smith gives this crook smile, and he's like, I don't know, man. I'm half as stumped as you are. And then they fall off the tree. You should go check that out, man. The end of Wild West. The look on Will Smith's face is priceless, dude. You know that he knows about the tree stump. Because he's like, I'm just half as stumped as you are. I don't know. Hilarious. And disrespectful at the same time. So, there you have it. That's the reason why I won't be putting up a tree this year. See here? This right here represents the path the tree goes up and to the top of the solace where it sits for 3 days on the Crux constellation, and then it comes off back into the world again. That's exactly the path of the sun. It's like a spiral, and it goes up. The moon doesn't follow that path at all. It just goes around. But the only one that goes up and down is the sun. The moon actually does go up and down because the new moon gets bigger as it gets closer to you. So it does kind of go up and down, but it's not on the same path, and it's not in perfect harmony with the sun either. Which I've been studying for a while. Yeah, but that's it, man. The tree of heaven, which has resources underneath, just like Avatar the movie. You take those presents out, you tear open those presents, and then you tear down the tree at its base, where an X was. Wow, man, that's totally fucked up. And people don't even know that they're worshiping a disrespectful tradition, a Luciferian tradition. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you also are disrespecting Jesus Christ. Because look, this would be the spear of destiny piercing the side of Jesus Christ, the morning star. Come on, man. It's crazy, man. People are being deceived so bad. There's layers of deception within their deception. They're just disrespecting their own selves within their own layered deception of idiocracy. It's just fucking fucked up. It's so many layers to it. And there's so much duality to the layers. It's fucked up, dude. So now you know why I'm not representing. If I have presents or anything like that, it's going to be under a fucking gingerbread house or something. You know, I'm not going to do it, man. It's just disrespectful. It's like a disrespect to the tree of heaven. It's like disrespecting God, man, to have a Christmas tree. Stay woke.